Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here, and today we're coming here from Myth, where we have a potential Champions game matchup on our hands as the Dark-type Rockets are going up against the Ula Macros, and the Rockets are looking to redeem that upset that they received last week, whereas the Macros are looking to assert their dominance. So let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win. Will it be the Dark-types? Will it be the Steel-types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
That is right, the Macros win here today. They will be on top of the leaderboard as they start out with Reverum and Empoleon making their debut in the PokeType League, but it is Mabosstiff and Hydreigon starting out for the Myth Rockets, who want to look to redeem themselves, but it is an arm thrust from Reverum onto Mabosstiff. This is going to be super effective, getting a critical hit on the second strike of this multi-hit move, as well, already having done massive damage to that angry couple with those 3 connections. But the charge here from Hydreigon, it is going to begin charging power. We'll see if it can go for an electric type move, especially if it goes for Empoleon. That will be a really clever play as it does boost its special defense. And Mabosstiff with the stomp onto the water steel type is not very effective as Empoleon going for its first move ever in the PokeType League and goes for the headlong rush, almost getting the elimination of Mabosstiff. It does lower both its physical and special defense to do so, but Mabosstiff is in knockout range, and Reverum with the wave crash is going to finish this angry pupper off and gets that early elimination, continuing that momentum that they started last round, as there is a little bit of recoil damage for Reverum, but Hydreigon is going to go for the mystical power, but Reverum is able to avoid that attack, zooming out of the way, and it allows Empoleon to go for the crash onto Hydreigon, getting some massive damages. Now out comes Iron Thorns as the Terrestrial Drafty for the Myth Rockets. Surely it's going to want to aim to try and get 5 eliminations in one game yet again. This is, if not go better and get a clean individual sweep here as it takes on that Terrestrial form. But Reverum still with the speed control goes for the reversal onto Iron Thorn. Super effective, but very little damage being done there. Hydreigon though with the high jump kick. Great connection there onto Reverum. It's followed up by the Dragon Darts from Iron Thorns. First going for Empoleon, second going for Reverum. Not very effective there though, as Empoleon continues to thrash about, going for Hydreigon yet again, and now Empoleon is going to be left confused due to the fatigue of thrashing. And now the happy hour from Reverum, feeling confident this early on to go for the happy hour, getting everyone caught up in that happy atmosphere. Hydreigon though, wanting none of it, goes for the psychic noise and finishes off Reverum. It won't be able to heal anymore though, because it has been eliminated. Iron Thorns following up with the tail whip yet again. Empoleon is going to have that physical defense stat lowered, and it needs to shake off this confusion so it doesn't do any damage to itself. It is successful as it goes with the Aura Sphere, and it is super effective on Iron Thorns, doing massive damage, putting it in knockout range. And speaking of the Aura Sphere, out comes Lucario, immediately going with the Stun Spore onto Iron Thorns. This is going to slow it down. You have to think slower than Empoleon, but may also make it unable to move. Hydreigon, however, is still on the field, going for the air slash onto Empoleon. Not very effective. Gets a good hit though. Remember those lowered defenses, as Empoleon has already snapped out of its confusion and goes with the Sand Tomb, but goes for Hydreigon, who has that Levitate ability, so it is immune to ground type moves. This allows an assurance from Iron Thorns, and it is going to go for Lucario with that move. Not very effective, doesn't do much damage, and Lucario is going to respond with the Petal Blizzard, and it takes out Iron Thorns, but it does damage to everybody on the field, including Empoleon. It takes out its teammate. Maybe it didn't appreciate Empoleon using the Aura Sphere, which is really strange. You're on a team, and Hydreigon could capitalize. It goes for the lock on here, as it has actually just had the playing field leveled with 4 Pokemon remaining on both sides, and out comes Incineroar for the Rockets, whereas the Macros are sending out Copperaja and Incineroar. With that Intimidator ability, it will lower the physical attack of Copperaja, but thanks to that inner focus, Lucario does not have that attack stat lowered and goes with the strength, showing its physical strength, getting that critical hit onto Incineroar as the ally switch now from Hydreigon, switching places with Incineroar on the field, and Incineroar is going to follow it up with the Hyper Beam. Not very effective though on Copperaja. They're able to tank that move, and it is going to respond with the recover, making the Hyper Beam completely irrelevant. Copperajah is going to get itself back to full strength, and Incineroar is going to have to recover as Lucario, with the Gust, goes with the easy elimination and takes out Hydreigon from this matchup, putting the Ula macros back in front, but there is Incineroar having to recharge. It opens the door for Copperajah, goes for the Tailwind, so that Tailwind is going to blow from behind the Ula macros, which means they are going to get that speed boost, as out comes Greninja for the Spike Myth Rockets. I wonder if it'll still be quicker than Copperajah. As a Whirlpool from Lucario, heavily on the offensive at the moment, super effective there on Incineroar, and it has become trapped in that vortex, and we're going to get the Parabolic Charge from Greninja, changing it into an Electric type. It almost takes out its own teammate in Greninja, doing damage to everybody on the field. And the Dream Eater from Copperajah is not going to work because the Dark types are not asleep. This allows Incineroar to go for the Heat Crash. This will be super effective, and it takes out Lucario with that move, leveling the playing field. And now out comes Sandy Shocks for the Ula macros. We've seen one Terrestrial Pokemon in this matchup. We are about to see another take shape, because Sandy Shocks is the Terrestrial draft here for the macros. And look at that crown. It spins. It is a spinning axe crown on the head of Sandy Shocks here, and it has the speed control going for the Terrain Pulse. There is no terrain to capitalize on. Still gets a good hit on that Electric type Greninja, who responds with the Flare Blitz. This is going to be super effective. Almost gets the elimination as well. There is some decent recoil damage for Greninja. Copperajah is going to go with the Mud Slap, getting the easy elimination of Incineroar with that super effective move, preventing it from potentially eliminating Sandy Shocks. The macros are back in front, and out comes Samurott. Oh no, we have a Samurott and Greninja on the same field. But the Terrain Pulse yet again from Sandy Shocks, yet again going for Greninja. Greninja is able to hold on. It is going to fly up high into the sky, going with the flyer here. Copperajah needs to go for Samurott. Goes with the Earthquake instead, which means Greninja's going to avoid the attack, but it hits everybody on the field, even takes out its teammate in Sandy Shocks, doing more damage to it than it did to Samurott. Remember, Samurott is in its Hisuian form. Hopefully Greninja doesn't go for Samurott, as Samurott goes with the lead. It's going to lower the defense of Copperajah, which is great because that fly will come down and connect, so they're actually working together. This could actually be a good sign for the Spike Myth Rockets, as out comes Magnezone as the last Pokemon for the macros, but there's that fly connecting with Copperajah. Not very effective, still gets a good connection. That Poison Gas, unfortunately though, from Samurott is not going to work against the Steel types. They are immune to Poison type moves. This allows Magnezone to go for the Soak, which is going to change the typing of the Electric type Greninja to a Water type Greninja after having used that Protean ability when it first came out. And we get that Hex from Copperajah, getting the easy elimination of Greninja, which means Samurott is all by itself in this matchup. Non-stop action here. It goes with the Grass Blade. Not very effective there on Magnezone. This is great for the macros, that 2-1 advantage. It sets up a Sandstorm, and Samurott is going to be the only one taking damage from the Sandstorm that has been picked up, as the Shadow Force is being set up here by Copperajah. It vanishes from the field instantly. Samurott needs to go for Magnezone as it takes damage here from the Sandstorm. And it goes for the Mountain Gale, but unfortunately it does go for Copperajah, which allows Magnezone to try and capitalize. It goes with the Poison Jab here onto Samurott. Gets a good hit there. Samurott is able to avoid the poisoning, but that Shadow Force does very little damage. Not very effective there onto Samurott, but that Sandstorm continues to chip away at it as it goes with the Brick Break. A super effective hit on Magnezone, gets a really good connection, but Magnezone is going to respond with the Ice Hammer. Samurott's able to avoid that attack, however Copperajah is going to try and follow it up with the Fickle Beam, and this will get the elimination with the critical hit, and the Ula macros have made it so the Spike Myth Rockets start their champion season off 0-2, which is actually how they started off last season as well, whereas the macros in a dominant force are on top of the leaderboard, and they're going to want to look to continue that as next round they take on the Medali Aethers, whereas the Rockets really need to get a victory, and next round they are going up against the Lava Ridge Flare. They do not want to continue losing like this in their champion season, but until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.